colleague, a senior colleague. I see Dr. Charles Okpechi. I see Zaki, my guy. Former Vice President of DGN. I see Judy Dada. Judy Dada was, I don't know the year now, but he was NNFG winner and in that year and he won $100,000. That guy is a big man right there. That's Judy Dada, famous writer. Yeah, that's Judy Dada, seriously. He's the head of the, really, that was 5 years ago. My colleague, Papel, we were in film school together in Colorado. And who else haven't I recognized here? Please. And that's the, well, how did they? That's Chinda, how would I put it? Is the director of ISFF, International Students Film Festival, which is going to hold in Port Harcourt later this year. All right, the movie financier just came in. I don't like calling them marketer. Emeka Ezuko. So every other person, you are all as important, but I had to, do what I did now because, without these people, I wouldn't be standing there myself this morning. Okay, we're going to go straight into this visual storytelling, cinematography masterclass. I had the same problem last year. It's a problem for me because sometimes I don't know what I'm what, and that is where I respect people like Dr. Charles Okpechi. In a class like this, what you're going to teach and what you're not going to teach. If I was talking to my colleagues, I know straight that, okay, these people will grasp. So sometimes I believe that whatever I'm saying is a bit elevated. With all due respect, I don't know what you guys do. I don't know whether you have started shooting already. I don't know whether you're used to even shooting with the phones or something. So if by way of introduction, we can just tell ourselves what we do apart from the ones that I've introduced, it will be quicker for me and I will be more direct and pungent in what I want to, and divulge. So that I won't be talking something too elevated that is only them, because the class is not actually for them, with all due respect. It's just an honor that they are honoring me to be in the class or something. So, let's start from you, sister. What do you do? Are you a filmmaker or something? All right. Mass communications. Do you intend to making films? All right. Sister. Okay. Media industry. All right. Which of the media? Print, electronic. Which one? Radio. All right. Still electronic. Good. You. All right. So do you intend to start making skits or what? You already made skits, yeah? All right. All right. What about you, sister? The one with glasses, yeah? You're a comedian. All right. Good. Sister. Mass communication. So we have more of mass communication people. Sister.
I'm a computer science student.
Oh, computer science. Good. Yeah. All right. All right. I know our guy there is an actor. All right. Are you into our side now? Are you behind the camera now? I'm just asking. Yes. Okay. Please, can you introduce yourself? All right. Okay, good. You're welcome, sir. Oh, sorry. I didn't know you were a colleague. Sorry. Yeah.
I am from school. I am a mass communication student and also a content creator.
All right.
My name is Uzodinma
All right.
content creator.
All right. So we have content creators, mass communication students. Okay. All right. Thank you everybody for obliging me that now this is still not going to affect what I'm going to do because I already prepared for it or something. But along the line, I probably will, call for questions from you guys to know that you guys are following. For my colleagues and senior colleagues, it's a given, that they will follow, whichever way I go. But like I said, I'm more interested in you guys because you guys are the future. If we don't leave anything behind for you guys, then we're joking all through. All right, visual storytelling, cinematography masterclass. This is 2024 Whole City Film Festival. Let me quickly let me ask you and start with this question. Suspense and surprise. Let's just take a guess. Which one would you choose? Suspense or surprise? Let me start with you. Yes. If you're watching a movie, would you rather it's suspenseful or it just hits you? Suspense. You? Suspense. You? Are you sure? Or you're just following? All right. Sister, you? All right. Visual storytelling. It's more of getting emotions out of characters across without dialogue or narration. Yeah? Because one of the problems people have identified of many of our films, not all of them, is that it is always, dialogue driven and not, visually driven. And we have been taught from day one, even as greenhorns, that hey, that filmmaking, the best films are the films that are more visual, than more of the ones that is dialogue driven. So less is more, and we always taught to show, not to tell. But it's always the other way around when you see about 80 to 85% of our films. And you want to wonder why that is. Why that is because we don't have so many of these classes. It's just the basic truth. When we came in into a structure. Most of us were not formally trained, as it were, with all due respect, I know. But yes, I'm proud of our journey and what we have. And along the line, I know many of us have gone to trainings and master classes abroad and all. But why am I trying to say what I'm doing right now is for you guys to know how important any nugget that you get here is going to be. Because if you apply, because it is very important that you apply. Without application, knowledge is zero. If you just have it and you cannot apply it, it is zero. It's as good as not knowing it, and that's what it is. And I borrowed that a lot from Bruce Lee. The famous Bruce Lee was the one that said, knowledge without application, there is no need for it. So you have to apply knowledge and constantly apply it. If you see the results, it now gives you that power to want to explore more and to seek more and to apply more, and it will always make your job different. So as a basis now, why are we all here? We are all here because filmmaking has been democratized. I say this all the time. To my people here, I might be sounding like a broken record, but that is what it is. The world has gone round and they have met us where we started. Whether we like it or not, democratization started with Nollywood. What do I mean by democratization? It is the fact that any and everybody can now be a filmmaker, but not any and everybody can be a good filmmaker. It's as simple as that. Because to be a good filmmaker, you have to know what I'm talking about now. Basic. So that is what it is. So people can shoot with phones now. Go make something and put your name on it. You're already a filmmaker. But how do you now differentiate from the pack? You have to be good. You have to look good behind to get better. You have to live better behind to be the best. That's the way it is. Because if you remain where it is, every other person is now where you are. That is the downside of democratization. But the good side of it is that it has given power to the people. You and I. That's what democratization has done. I don't really have to wait for Papel now with his big camera to make a movie. I don't have to wait for a Tekobensin or a Fad to make a movie. I can use the DSLR house, I can use the phone, to make a good movie. And when I mean good, good. Because there are certain applications that you have to apply for a movie to be good. If not, it will be just another movie. which is what we have circulating, 80 to 90%. And the funny thing is that these movies are the movies that travel most. The 10-20% of our movies that are very good don't travel. So the eyes that they use to look at those movies is the same eye they are using to look at you that you're claiming to be professional, not claiming, with all due respect, that you're a professional. So it rubs us on us badly because it now affects our budget. Even when you say you are short for this amount, they are not looking at your film in entirety, they are looking at the industry which you belong to. So you find out that our contents, when sold within the shores of Nigeria, are usually below a mark. But same content, after all, is a witness. When you take same content, shot by a Nigerian, shot in Nigeria, and let's say distributor, or a distributor in London, or in US, they get more money. Have you ever sat down to wonder why that is? It is because of the space. It is because of the quality of the jobs that are coming in from the space. And more of the what they see is what I have just told you. And why is that? It is for various reasons. One of those reasons is because there is no foundation. It's as simple as that. So I needed to do what I'm doing right now so that you guys will understand where we are and we can see how we can move forward. Because it's not enough for me to come and talk gibberish and give you all the lenses and the shots and all that. And you must first of all understand where you are and what you want to make out of where you are right now. And that is the basis of this lesson for me. So if at the end of the day, any out of us here can walk out of here and say, okay, I'm going to shoot a movie and it's a short movie. And in the movie, my main actor is going to be wearing color red all the way. There is a reason to that color red. We're going to come to that. My major cast is going to be wearing color black. There is a reason to that. I am going to situate this movie in Enugu. There is a reason for that. Things don't just happen. Film is intentional from 1 to 100. The intentionality of film makes it the greatest of the art forms. It's as simple as that. It's intentional. From beginning to the end, nothing just happened. The earring you're wearing, whether it's a pearl, whether it's just dangling, whether it's a stud or something, adds to the character of the person you're trying to portray. I know you guys will jump to the question and ask me, what time do we have for all this? Yes, it's a process. It's a process. And those processes we never want to follow. For reasons best known to us. I'm not going to go into that now because that's what not the class is all about. Because we have the developmental process of film. Then we have the pre-production process. We have the production process. And we now have the post-production process. Then we have marketing and distribution. So there are processes of these things. But you find out that people have a script today and tomorrow they want to jump into shooting. If you want to do that, you cannot observe anything we're going to talk about here. So first of all, we have to correct the mindset, and that is why I'm doing all these preambles, because without your mindset, hey, I'm wasting my time here. Uche has wasted his money. All the sponsors, they've wasted their money without us changing our mindset. It's the truth. First of all, it has to be the mindset of, I want to do something nobody has done before, or something better than what I have done before. It's not the mindset of, I just want to go and shoot another movie. Because that is what 80 to 90% of everybody is doing. And it's still a fledgling industry, whether we like it or not. Dates back, yeah, we have our history, but our recent and nascent history, it's in 1992, 91, Fidelis Duka, right? With Living in Bondage. That's our recent and nascent one. We have our pre-colonial history and all that. But if you take it from that, it's from 92 to now, it's still a fledgling industry compared to other industries. So we have the advantage because we started at a time where on our own, without knowing that the world is going to come back to us, where we started, which is by democratizing the space. But it was because of budget. We were shooting with our SVHS cameras, we were shooting with our U-matic cameras, we were shooting with VHS, we went to U-matic. From U-matic, we went to Betacam. From Betacam, we stepped up to the digital single lens reflection cameras, which is your DSLR cameras. From there, the digital cinema cameras came, which is your Reds, your Aries, your Blackmagics, and all that. From there, some of us have even shot on film or something. But there was a trajectory. And we never wanted to just be where we were. I can't remember his name. The last guy, he won an Oscar recently. And Martin Scorsese, I was looking at, Martin Scorsese was just shaking his head. The guy was advocating that, hey, rather than wait for a $200 million movie, why don't we shoot 20 $10 million movies? And there are so many filmmakers out there looking for opportunities. Okay, 10 million is too small. Why don't we shoot 10, $20 million movies? And I saw Scorsese shaking his head. But Scorsese has never shot in his recent time anything more than 100. But he understands the time. Because it's digital now. During their time, it was film. Film is expensive. And that's the advantage Nollywood had, what we never knew until now, because the world has come back to us.
That's right.
We've always been on video since 92. So this class is to remind us that we started something inadvertently, and it is time to take that thing back. And the scruff of the neck. If not, the advantage we gathered, we've lost it. It's the truth. Check it. When everybody was on film, we were on video and we were being laughed at. Tego Benson, am I lying? Yeah. But right now, 80-85% of the filmmakers around the world, apart from Tarantino and Christopher Nolan, probably Scorsese, and yeah, everybody is shooting digital cinema cameras. The last Oscars, most of the cameras they used, most of the films that won, Ari. Only few of them were film cameras, like Oppenheimer, who shot on IMAX. So, visual storytelling. What am I trying to say? What we have right now, and where the world is right now, we have to make the best use of it. Because it has an opportunity back then, for us to even come together and say, okay, we can do this, and at the scruff of the neck, we were able to get it to where it is. How can we now take it further? That is what this class is about. And to take it further, what have I said? We have to change our mindset totally. It is no longer, it is just our own thing. Maybe it's just for YouTube. No, that's a wrong mindset. Because I have seen great footage on YouTube. And I hope you guys know that YouTube Premium, the one you pay for, not the one everybody is accessible to.
And YouTube is globalized.
There you see. So don't say because it's for YouTube, it has to be a particular way. That is what all this my preaching is. If that is the only thing that you take out of this class, let it be that, hey, from today on, I am going to take a little bit more care. If I was spending 18 hours before, I want to do 20 hours now. It's like you're watering a seed. It's not going to happen immediately. But I promise you that just apply one of the things that you're going to take away from here. You'll find out that your work is different. It's as simple as that. So I go back to suspense and surprise. Okay, there's a bomb in this room right now. And I put the bomb somewhere where the audience can see. We should all also remember that filmmaking is subversive. Always, because we're seeing through the eye of the lens. And 30 seconds, boom, everywhere explodes. At that moment, that explosion, yes, it catches you, maybe just for a second. But if I want to go the suspense way, same bomb, I put a timer to the bomb, and I set the timer at 5 minutes. And every 1 minute, I am reminding you that this bomb is going to explode. And I'm cutting to people inside the same place, eating and doing their thing, because they don't know, but you that is watching knows. I'm cutting to even cutaways outside of where the thing is, the location of the restaurant and all that. And every other thing is normal. Nobody knows the bomb is there. It's just me that planted it and the audience that are watching. 3 minutes, 2 minutes, 1 minute. Then I go even the second sway. And as I'm going the second sway, I'm intercutting to maybe the barman still selling and everything. All these people don't know that something is going to. Some will be pissing in their pants at home because you have an information that the people that you're watching doesn't have. And it's a trick of the mind, it works all the time, and boom, there's an explosion. I have arrested you for those 5 minutes instead of 2 seconds of the surprise. That is visual filmmaking. Because all I have done there without telling anybody, or without anybody saying, did you see this guy that just walked past now? Doesn't it look strange? Are you sure it's not Boko Haram? Are you sure it's not the... No. All I was doing is showing you exactly what was supposed to be happening in the bar or in the restaurant. If it was a bar, people were drinking, they were gisting. If it was a restaurant, people were eating. They never knew that this was there. It was an information between the director and the audience. And because the information was hidden from the audience, it now makes the whole 5 minutes suspenseful. Because right now I can choose for the bomb not to go off. You never really know. Yeah, it might get to 0 and it was a dumb, it's a douche. You see, so suspense has given me 5 minutes of so many options, and it has helped me to move my story forward. But if it was surprise, 1 second, yeah, you have exploded the whole place now, no problem. There's no story to tell there, visually or otherwise. That's an example of visual storytelling. I'll move on. A filmmaker is a visual storyteller. I'm sure we all know that. In the last class at the ISFF, I keep making reference to that. I was asking for everybody to define who a filmmaker is because, hey, you must understand, first of all, the parameters of where you're operating in. One thing about the digital space is that it is insurgent. You never know what is going to happen in the next second. That is the space we operate in now. 3-4 years ago, nobody knew that AI is going to come on, right? I'm not going to go into that because that's not the topic of today. But that is the insurgency of the space. We don't know what's going to happen in the next 2 years. Maybe we'll be having flying cars and all that. It's all possible now with 5G and maybe other Gs as we go. But that is the space we operate in. The digital space, it is an insurgent space. The insurgency is such that you cannot define it, you cannot hold it. It comes when it wants to come, and that is it. So, if you're operating in this space now, it now beholds on you to always be abreast of what is happening. If not, technology will leave you behind. And the craft is still with you. But if you cannot apply your craft and technology, you'll be left behind. Not because you're no longer good. It's just because that the space that you operate in now has changed. And that is why it looks like, see, so many people have been left behind. Not because they don't know how to. You can't lose how to make a film. You can't. You may not get better, but you can't lose how to make a film. It's like when you learn how to drive. There is no time you're not going to know how to drive again. But if you drive all the time, you of course you know how to maneuver, especially if you drive in Lagos or in all other crazy cities around the world or something. So same is applicable. Same is applicable in service. So I'm not going to be talking about, we'll talk about suspense and surprise, framing and lighting. These are the two most talked about in visual storytelling, and it's for obvious reasons. But I don't want to dwell on that, but I will quickly take that so I can move on to where I actually want to dwell on, which is sense of space and location. But framing and lighting, hey, we have different types of shots for different reasons. So, this is the point I will have illustrated, but not for my guys, like I said, but for you guys. So, but you guys can write down for this framing thing, yeah, write down. So we quickly just get that out of the way so I can move on to sense of space and location. Because that is going to define most of the things I'm going to talk about, since we already laid the preambles and all that. All right. When you have me from head to toe, and a little bit of space in front of me, and a little bit of space above me is a full shot. The name speaks for itself. This is me. You have a little bit of space above my head, and you have a little bit of space in front of me. So called because you can see the full body in the shot. All right. When you have something from the knee to the head is a medium long shot. Knee to the head, from the knee to the head. For the Americans, Europeans don't use this, but hey, we're following the American style. After that, you have the cowboy shot, and that was generated from westerns. So cowboy shot starts from your pocket so that we can see their guns. That's how they generated the shot. So it starts from your pocket side to up. From your midrib here to up, to your medium shot. From your waist, yeah? Then from your belly up is your medium close-up, which is the most popular shot, because that's what you see in most interviews, TV shows, and all that. From your chest to your head is your close-up shot, and in close-ups you have varieties now, about 3 thereabout. So chest to head close-up. From your neck to your head is the choker shot. Choker because of ladies. You want to see your choker. That's where the name was from. Do you understand? So the shot allows you to see the choker, a small choker here to the head. Yeah? So the next is from your shin to your head. It's your big close-up. Big because that's what is left for us to see. So big close-up from here to here. And the last one is the extreme close-up, which is probably focusing on your eye, your mouth, your nose, as the director calls. Basic, this is the framing. So all these framings are usually used when you are telling a story visually. Now, beyond what I have shown you, if I want to establish where the person is, I'm going to go for a wide shot. Remember, we started from the full. So the wide shot gives you a sense of where the character is, or where the event of the film for that scene is going to take place. Do we get that there? All right. So I just needed to lay that quickly. And there are different types of wide. There are extreme wide shots too, the 10 millimeters and all that, 11 millimeters, very, very wide. There are shots too like that, so we have their ranges. But I'm going to stop there, so it won't be just about that. But for film, like I said in the beginning, it is intentional. Whenever I see your close-up, that means the discussion has changed here, depending on where I'm coming from. If I'm coming from your medium shot to close up, it means the discussion is getting deeper. It means that, okay, I want to see what this person is saying or thinking. I want to see his facial expression. I want to see this, I want to see that. It is all important. It is not just that because you have them, you're cutting. And when you're doing what you're doing, and when you're doing your coverage, you have also planned that these are the shots that I'm going to use to tell the events of the story that is happening here. So in film, it is intentional that even in some scenes, there are no close-ups. But in TV, it is intentional because it is a medium. So close-ups are mostly what you're going to see. I just need for you guys to understand that. But as you guys read further, you will understand. Because I've done 30 minutes already. I'm telling myself I have like an hour to go on this. Alright? Okay. Lighting. Very important in cinematography. Lighting. There are basically the setup which all of us know about, but we can now expand from it. The setup of lighting, the basic setup is the 3-point lighting. 3 points because the light is coming from 3 different directions. Sorry guys, sorry. Yeah, I apologize. Please, let me just put it on. Do not disturb. All right. 3 points, basically, lighting. Why is it 3 points? Because the light is coming from 3 points. And with that 3 points, you can define the shape of the subject in front of the camera. Because the human body is in 3 dimensions. So that was how that lighting was created. So it's the backlight, which Americans call the kicker, is the light that forms a rim around you here. So my backlight can either be from there or from there, depending on the position of the key and the fill light. But lighting will always be from angles. Never light a subject directly. Lighting has to be from angles. Has to be from angles all the time. Never ever. So your strongest light is of course your key. That's why it's key. That's the light that you see most of your face with or so. Then because the light is at an angle, there will be a bit of darkness here. That's why you have a fill light. You see, their names are from what they do. So the fill light is usually not as strong as the key light. So it helps to fill up that darkness so that people can see. Simple. And of course you have your backlight. That now separates me from my background. It defines me as a human being or as a subject in front of the camera. So with those 3 basic lights, you can see me. Then you can now move ahead. You have the hair light, you have the background light, depending on your style of writing. So the style of lighting may be mid, it may be high, it may be medium. High key lighting is always associated with comedy. High key. Comedy is always high key. Everywhere is bright, background is bright, everywhere is bright. Comedy. Drama is between mid and low because now you want to light according to the trajectory of your main characters and where they are in their journey and all that. So it is going to be going between high, low, and medium key. So mid key, meaning that it is not too high, it is not too low. The low key lighting is usually for horror films, basically. Or horror films, gangster films, like that. You see that it is always shadowy, sometimes spotlight, sometimes like that. The background is not lit at all, mostly. That's low key lighting. So the difference between these 3 styles is actually the background. In high key, background very clear. Low key, background not clear or not existent at all. It looks like a void, depending. Except you want to use practicals to say, okay, to show the depth. Yeah, that this place your hand. So maybe you have a lamp somewhere or something to show that, okay, this doesn't end here. its extents or something, sure you understand. And mid-key is middle between. The background is lit, well lit, but not very brightly lit. So, how do you now use these things now that I have described to tell a story visually? If a character is moody, what kind of light are you going to go for from the little that you have gathered now? Yeah, anybody? Any taker from here? Sister, you're sleeping. Any taker from here? I'm that boring. Come on. Any taker from here? If a character is not feeling good, it's in a sad place and all that, what kind of lighting do you guys think? Do I just put the light bright? Do I make it medium? Do I make medium should be okay for you? Who else? Low key for you? Yeah, why low key? No, it's a conversational class. Guys. Yeah?
Low key because the person is
So you're trying to tell a story with the lights too, right? That's why you chose low key. So you may just put the person on a spot and maybe a small kicker or something, or naturals or so. Why mid key?
Because, let's say, we need to see at least the person's face.
So why don't you want to go for the high key lighting? Why? No, seriously, why?
The high key tells more of the person being happy and all that.
Alright, so you see, this is a conversation. I want to know we're following, and that's it. They are basic. But these basic things, when applied, become big. It is. You know, in the pressure of work and all that, you're not thinking about these things. That's why some directors say you should have storyboards and all that, and some will tell you to fuck it. There's nothing like that. Go in there, be open-minded and all that. So when you study some directors, Werner Herzog will tell you that storyboards are instruments for cowards. Yeah, that's what, straight up, Werner Herzog. Yeah, he's a German-American director. He's more known for documentaries. He will tell you straight up, it's an instrument for cowards. That a filmmaker should go in there and face, just make sure that you are prepared. Simple. You see? Then some will tell you that you have to go to film school. Hey, Christopher Nolan didn't go to film school, he just won an Oscar. So, you see, so there are no absolutes in filmmaking. That's what I'm trying to say here. But you have to understand these rudiments and the basics. Now you just explained that you don't want the place high key because the person is moody. That is visual storytelling. You haven't told us the person is moody, but having seen your lights, then the space of where the person is, depending on the color of the wall, that is where colors come to play now, the space. And which is one of the things I want to talk about, because I see that this is missing all the time. And I'm talking about production design in filmmaking. You cannot run away from it when you're talking about cinematography. The art department is perhaps one of the most important, apart from the technicals like sound, post, edits, and all that. That art department is where things go wrong mostly. And the art department consists of costumes department, props department, makeup department, locations. Yeah? Those departments all fall under the art department, which was what in the old structure we have an art director. But moving on now, we have a production designer, and when two of them are on set, the art director reports to the PD. Yeah, because the PD now envisions the whole thing and gives a vision to the art director to now go and accomplish with his team of set builders, set designers, and all that. So why am I going that? It's because we touched on lighting, and lighting cannot function without the space of where the person is. You see how we're going? It's intentional. Even how the topics have been arranged. And that's why I asked this question. You said because this person is in such a place that, okay, such a lighting should be used. But if that person is in a bright background, that lighting is meaningless because your background will be seen. So that is where color comes to play. color of costume, color of location, or the space where the person is. Do we understand that? So this person that is moody right now cannot be wearing yellow, for instance. Cannot be wearing orange. Is going to be wearing what? What? Another? Another? So we are all in it. We know these things then. Why don't we apply them? We know these things. You see, that's where application comes. Why don't we apply them? To make a film, you have to have a color palette. It's as simple as that. All your characters are going to fall into this palette. Whether it's a palette of blue, blue have different shades. White, gray, brown, you have, because it's going to affect in the new style of filmmaking. Before we used to shoot with the colors baked in. In the days of DSLR, in the days of Umatic, Betacam, and DVCam and all that. Colors were baked in the sense that we were shooting Rec 709. And so when you shoot, the color is already there. There's nothing you can do about it. But these days, we shoot flat. Some cameras have RAW, some have S-Log, like the Sonys and all that. So that now gives you the latitude to play with colors in post. So this latitude now, you can expand on the latitude by choosing your colors or having a color palette. Because you may be looking at a particular look and feel for a film in post, but because Papel is wearing the wrong color when you were shooting, that look and feel will not work in that scene where Papel is wearing the wrong color. And because film is a continuum, you cannot have this scene of Papel looking another how, and the following scene or the scene before it looking another how. Do you understand? Except, of course, it is intentional. So we go back to the intentionality of film. How many of you have seen Traffic? It's an old film, but I'm going somewhere with it based on this intentionality I'm talking about. In Traffic, the director was using the journey of each of the characters to color the scene. I remember his name. Because of that, he's the director of Erin Brockovich. He had 2 nominations that year, but Gladiator was too strong. No, he won. I think he won.
For Eric,
Yeah, for Eric, thank you very much. He won. Out of 4 or 5 nominations, he had 2. Erin Brockovich with Julia Roberts was one of them, and Traffic was the other film. He had 2 nominations as a director. It has never happened in a long time. I remember his name soon. And what he did with Traffic was that every scene was looking like the actor that owns that scene. You know, every scene, an actor owns a particular scene. The actor that is famous most in the scene owns that scene. So if you are the actor, he's going to color that scene with your state of mind or the journey you're going through at that moment. It got him an Oscar. Nobody has tried that again. It's tedious, but hey. You know, I remember his name as we move along. So that is... Thank you very much. That's it. And since then, he just went a wall. I haven't had much from him again. Steven Soderbergh. Everybody, including me, I thought Gladiator was going to be it. Because that year, Gladiator won everything. You know? So, we must understand intentionality. For the fact that it didn't work like I have said it, doesn't mean it is wrong. If you are intentional about it, you are going to make it work because you have already planned it to work. That is how filmmaking works, and visually speaking too. We must understand that. Okay, since talking about sense of space and location, the trick with lenses is simple. The human eye's field of view is 50 millimeter. The human eye's field of view. That's what the scientists have found out. Our field of view is 50mm lens. That is what the science is. So the trick there is, don't use 50mm lens to do the work of 50mm lens. A 50mm lens will always give you medium shot. So use your wide to shoot your medium, or your longer lenses to shoot your medium. Because you are trying to trick the eyes every time you're shooting. If you don't trick your eyes, you're never going to suspend your disbelief. That is what visual storytelling is about. For a full frame sensor, the human eye is a 50mm lens. For a 35mm sensor, I think it's 35. But for a full frame sensor, the human eye is 50. So the trick is, don't use 50 to do what 50 should do. It is not that if you use it to do it, that is not good. But if you want to be different, don't use 50mm to shoot your medium shot. Simple. Use it to shoot close up, use it to shoot wide, use it to shoot head, whatever you want to shoot. But don't use it because that is what the eye sees. It's a trick.
Take that one. Thank you.
Seriously. It's a trick. So try it, you will see. It is. And from range 50mm to 90mm, you will find out that if I shoot Emmanuel with it, Emmanuel remains the same, because that's what the eye is seeing. But from 100 upwards, it will distort Emmanuel's image, because that's what the eye has not been trained to see. So if you know these tricks about your lenses, then you can manipulate. If I see that you are a fat person and I want to shoot with you, of course I will now not shoot with a telephoto lens. Because a telephoto lens is a long lens and it shoots close-ups from 85 above. Because what it now does to the person is that, but if I don't know, I can't apply. I can't. If I don't know, I can't. So from 50 to 90, you're safe in lenses. 85, 90, you find out some lenses are 75 or 70, depending on the maker and all that. The eye, yeah. But from 100, it slightly starts to thin or to widen, depending on the lens that you use. Or below 50, it slightly starts to distort, depending on the lenses that you use. So there are two basic kinds of lenses. You have the static lens and the movable lens. Yeah, basic. Just like the name says, that's one thing with filmmaking. Most of the things are very basic. Movable zoom lens. You can zoom. You don't have to change the lenses. Within the millimeter of operation, you can zoom to get, certain shots. The static lenses are fixed lenses. If it's a 35, it's a 35. It cannot go up, it cannot go down. Then within those lenses, if you're using a static lens now, and for instance, a 35 is usually for your wide. If you bring it closer, you can shoot your close-up. Yeah? If you bring it to a certain length, you can shoot your wide shot. Basic. But right now, within those static lenses, you now have another two types of lenses. Which is the long lens and the short lens. Do you understand? Short lenses start from 50 below. From 50 to 0. Long lenses start from 85 above, 70 for some above. So you have 400 millimeter. You have, those are the super telephoto lenses for documentaries and all that. And that's why, and those lenses give you an illusion that the people that are shooting those documentaries are very close to those animals. Or meanwhile, they are maybe like 100 meters away or something, so you understand also. And that is, if you don't know, you won't. So now, situation, a father is on the beach, and I want to simulate a situation where it looks as if the father is going to drown with the son on top of his shoulders on the beach. What do I use? I use a telephoto lens. Because what the telephoto lens does is that it brings the background closer to the subject. So it brings the water very close to the guy. Meanwhile, the guy is far off from the beach. So as the guy is taking the step, going and man, this guy is going to commit suicide or something. Meanwhile, he's still far away from the water. But I've tricked the eyes. Thank you very much. I've tricked the eyes using a 400 millimeter or a 350 or 300 millimeter lens because I have drawn the water closer to the guy. Meanwhile, the guy is still in a very safe place on the beach and is doing the work as if he's going to drown. So if you don't understand, you cannot apply. That is why there are always there are rules in filmmaking. But the cardinal rule, like Van Capra said, that that there are no rules in filmmaking, but there is a sin. And that the cardinal sin is for your movie to be dull, dullness. That's his actual words. If you are going to apply all these things that we're talking about, there is no way your movie is going to be dull. Because not in any scene have you given the answer to anything. You have always left it open. You have said 2 plus 2. Teko is thinking whether it's 4, it's 5 or something. That is Teko's business. I'm not supposed to give Teko 2 plus 2 and give him the answer. Because once I do that, the interest is off there. I know I'm watching a film. Or in the case that a viewer or an audience is always ahead of the director, the film has ended. It's the truth. And let's quickly differentiate something here. If that's the only thing you will take away, there is nothing wrong in being able to predict how a movie will end. What is wrong in predicting the events that lead to that, how that movie will end?
Yeah.
That is it. We always make that mistake. Because with my training, 10 minutes time, once you establish your characters, I can give you an idea how the movie will end. There's nothing wrong with it. Your work now as a director is not to work along with me. Because I already know how the movie will end, but I don't know the events. Whether when you're coming to Enugu, you chose to fly, whether you chose to use the train, whether you chose to go by water, whether those events.
By witchcraft.
Thank you very much. Those are the things. So don't feel bad when people say Nollywood is predictable. No, they are talking about the events of your story. They are not talking about the ending. It's the truth, because Oyibo film is predictable. Yes. Out of 80, I can tell you how 60 will end. But I can't tell you the events. And that is where your skill as a filmmaker comes to play. So we must understand this. Am I?
15 minutes.
15 minutes more. Wow. Okay. Don't worry. At least somebody's gotten something.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Definitely.
All right. Let me see the end and see where I can quickly just jump to. All right. Out of all these things I've said, one filmmaker can stand up here and say, fuck it all. Also, I said is, oh, this is how I want to do it. That is the act. That is the art. Thank you, Jude. But you must know the rules first. Because you can't say fuck it to what you don't know. You will drown. You see, that is why like a Tarantino comes in and says, well, this is how I'm going to do my thing. And it has worked for him. A Christopher Nolan will shoot and tell you that you're not supposed to understand my film. It's my film.
Yes.
Yes. Look at him, he just won an Oscar with Oppenheimer. When he told everybody, no, Hollywood, fuck it. This is my film. I'm shooting primarily for me. If I like it, others should. Or I will have a demographic of people that should like it. But I'm not shooting just because I want you to like it. So that is an art. That is an art because it's an art. Funny, first of all, We always forget that. Yes, we have to make money. Yes, we have to make a living. But that is where Walt Disney comes in. That you make movies to make more movies. In the process of making more movies, you definitely make money. You don't make movies to make money.
Say it again, sir.
Walt Disney, he said, we make movies to make more movies. Not to make money. It is now when you turn it into a machinery, you keep making movies, money will definitely come. Because once you make that your mindset, that you're going into it to make money, you probably will fail 1, 2, 3, 4 times, then you'll go to another business. Some may be lucky, the first is just a boom. It is how it is. And I tell people something all the time. Everywhere in the world, filmmakers face the same challenges. Filmmakers, they face the same. The only difference with our own is our crime and MEPA. That is it. But funding is a challenge. You travel a lot and all that. You barely witness anywhere in the world for filmmakers, especially indies, which is where we fall on. Except you have a studio or somebody that is backing you with their head, a tranche of money that, okay, this is 200 million here. Well, how many movies can we shoot? Let's keep shooting. By the time we shoot 5, this will have brought money. That is, you now have a chain. But if you're an indie filmmaker, you're facing, trust me, so many school leavers that 4 years out of film school, they go on a set and they become PAs to even have the feeling. And filmmaking is one of the most expensive things to go, schools to go to. Ask him, because it's mostly hands-on. So, this is an opportunity we should all grab. I started with saying that the filmmaking space has been democratized. And that democratization has given power to the people. And the power it has given you is you can become a filmmaker as I'm speaking right now. Because the tool is right in your hand to shoot a movie. But how well can you do that is why you are in this class. It's why you should always be on the net, looking at the films that you like, looking at how the actors operate, looking at websites that talk about films, listening to podcasts, listening to all these Scorsese, Spielberg, Christopher Nolan, Quentin that I've talked about, Tarantino and all. Listen to them talk. Listen to their master classes. They are all available. All this time you're spending, when you accumulate this knowledge, then and only then you can now go and apply. And trust me, if you can apply it, I'm telling you, your job is going to be different from the next person, because the next person is not spending the amount of time that you're spending on your craft. It is as simple as that. It's the time you put into this and your mindset. See, I was in the same class with him. We were 24. One of us abstained. Colorado Film School. When I came back, what it did for me was it changed my mindset, Jude. That is what Colorado Film School did to me. Simple. Most of the things we were taught, yeah, I already have an idea or something. But they went further. Then I came back and I believed I could stand toe to toe, Jude, with any filmmaker across the world. That is what Colorado Film School did to me. And I went ahead with that belief. And I went to get a BOI loan. And I shot Camp-C the way I wanted it. When I shot Camp-C in 2018, it was comedy that was raining. They said if you don't shoot comedy, you won't make money in the cinema. There was no Netflix, or there was Netflix in America, it wasn't in Nigeria. But because of my mindset, I said, fuck it. Because the film school are not giving me, hey, go and try this thing that I'm telling people and see. Nobody, you will not have given me that money. Camp-C is 61 minutes. That is how I wanted it. I wasn't shooting 90-minute feature film. If it has ended, it has ended.
Let's go.
Today, Kamsi is on Prime. The money that I borrowed, the money that they paid, I have change. But I never knew that I was going to be Prime 5 years later. I only knew that Colorado taught me that, hey, if you want to be among these people, change your mindset. And I said, fuck it. Thank you very much.
I think that's a better place to clap again and again. Clap again. Never be limited by the circumstances you find yourself. I think that's one thing I picked from him. Don't be limited. Just go out of your way to do something nice. Do you get? When you did it, there was no Netflix or Amazon in Nigeria. But right now, man, it's a big man. Well, you know, sending money is to Alright, have we picked anything from what he said today? A lot. Have we picked anything? Any questions? Yeah. One question from here, one priority one ask.
I want to ask something small.